Hi, everybody. I hope this is going through. We've had the worst luck with go-to meetings. And so basically, we're going to go through the company orientation and kind of an introduction to the 30-day program. So I'll see you guys as you come on board and hopefully be able to see the questions and all that, but I'll have to revert back and forth. Usually I have somebody else with me to do a laptop and they can tell me what questions come up. So bear with me. This is my first time and hopefully it'll be okay. So anyway, hi everybody. I hope you had a good day and a good Labor Day weekend. And let's go ahead and get started. So let's start with the company orientation. I just love my little slideshow here. It's so pretty. So welcome to United Select Properties, of course. And our little saying here, the best collaborations create something bigger than the sum of what each person can create on their own. So that's kind of our culture, and we're kind of proud of it, that we all come together, share ideas, and share information, and hopefully go meet our goals and do great business. So, okay, so our goals are to help you to get comfortable with United systems, policies, and culture. We will share valuable information, links, numbers, and contacts. In addition, you will receive weekly reminders on our private Facebook group page and find out what's new pertaining to upcoming training, office events, open houses, association announcements, policies, and procedures. If I was you, I would make sure that I touch base on the group page on a daily basis, maybe even more than that, 2 or 3 times. It's constantly changing as things come up throughout the day. Okay. If you ever need anything too, be happy to share anything, any good articles, anything that you come across. Okay, so a little bit about United Real Estate. I think a lot of people don't realize that we are a very large franchise, national and international. We were on the Undercover Boss, one of my favorite programs, last year, which was a pretty big deal. And as you can see, we've been written up in several articles and different things like that. This is a great piece to use in buyer and seller presentations to kind of give them an idea of who we are. Also, too, this is another nice piece when people go, who is United Real Estate? It kind of goes through a brief history. We have the same thing sort of on our United Select Properties website, but I think it's really pretty and really well done. We were actually founded in 1928 and then goes through 2016. I know in 2015, when the St. Louis franchise was started, there was probably maybe 35 offices. If you guys visit unitedrealestate.com, you'll see there's probably, I don't know, maybe 90 to 100 offices now. So get acquainted with that. It's good for you to know so you can always answer that question. So what we stand for, of course, you guys know me, I like dogs. So what we stand for, our values and our story. We'll talk about that a little bit. And also what we'll touch base on is most of you have taken your disc, and it's pretty important that you know, you utilize this, and as we move forward, probably in October, we'll be doing a class and a training. I hope you guys can make it on the DISC assessment and how you'll use that in the workplace and in your sales. So if you haven't taken your DISC, this is just a slide that I put in there to remind you to take it. If you need the link, contact myself, Danielle, or Lindsay, and we'll make sure that we get that to you immediately. It's not only, it's also been, let me throw this in there, it's also beneficial for you to see what kind of roadblocks you have in training and how you like to be communicated to with, and just all kinds of things. Okay, so let's start with the basics. Our office and building information is here. Our office hours are usually 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. You guys can access the building at any time in our office, which here is the code, 7140. And basically, if you guys have a presentation, if you guys have a consultation, feel free. We have, the copier, we have, the flat screens for presentations, all kinds of things. One thing also I want to throw in here is that we do have an e-fax. So if you ever utilize the fax, hardly anybody does anymore. That's why we just have one company one instead of encouraging you to get your own individual one. Just let us know, and then we'll be happy to give you the logins, or we'll forward it to you. Okay? Pretty simple stuff. So, more steps for your success. We have the copier, the printer, and scanner. All the prints are 5 cents for black and white, 9 cents for color. Danielle has put you into the copier. So that's something, I know if you go to Office Max, my God, they're probably about $1 a copy. Then also too, if you plan on utilizing the office space at all, now again, our ultimate goal, and we're looking for different hub offices, different little spaces. We don't need the 1,800 square foot that we have here, but we would like to have some different stop-off places throughout the St. Louis Metro. So that's a goal that we have for 2018. But if you do come in, Danielle will help you download your driver so you can use the printer. Here's some information about faxing, the workroom area. If you guys feel happy to pick up some materials in there, we have a lot of affiliates, building inspectors, financing people drop off all kinds of goodies. They're all back there for your taking, so feel free. Also, the conference room is fully equipped for phones, flat screen, monitors, internet access, whiteboard. So if you do have a presentation, just go ahead and let Danielle know. It's pretty well used. So we'd like to schedule some time to make sure that you can get in there with no problem. Okay, of course, you guys all have met me. I'm Janice. Hi. Anyway, also, we do have a virtual transaction manager, Robin Lehman out of Kansas City. You might meet Robin. She does stop in here maybe once a year, but you'll see lots and lots of notes from her when you upload your paperwork on the paperless pipeline. Also, Agent Support Services is Danielle. She is the go-to person for little bitty things like, I don't know, business cards or any questions, emails. If you'd like to have a branded email, just tons of things that come up outside of compliance and contracts and training. So feel free to contact Danielle. And also, too, we still have our little Lindsay that was with us for about a year and a half, fell in love and went to Kansas City. But she still does an awful lot of things for us. She does a lot of our accounting and processing for agent fees. Speaking of agent fees, there's always still a lot of questions on those. You guys, if you remember when you came on board, agents fees, the $50 a month, that's for your E&O, and for the tools, which we'll go into a little bit here, that does not start until your 4th month. So if you just started, for an example, January, you add 3 to it, your first monthly fee will be due in April. Okay. Here is our national office, our client care, and your URE hotline. When you get into Peak and when you get into paperless pipeline, you might need to utilize these numbers. If something comes up, it's usually 24 access on paperless pipeline and Peak. So just in case you ever need it, just there they are. Okay, our Wi-Fi, if you come in the office, make sure you get you set up on that. The password's Peanut35. Also, with all those contracts you guys are going to write, you're going to use our office ID, which is the UNSL01. Okay, you might want to keep that handy. If you lose it for some reason, you can locate it on Maris. Our office ID, which is our number that's assigned to us by Maris as well, and from the Missouri Real Estate Commission, and that would be also used on listing agreements on contracts. Not sure if everybody is going through, has visited United Select Properties. We do have a business page. When you guys have an open house, when you guys have closed a deal, take a picture, post on our United page. This is for everybody to use. If you have a new listing, post it. If you have buyer needs, anything and everything that is United, feel free to post this on our public page. Our group page, of course, is private. So you can actually, that's when we talk a little bit more about things that are going in the office. So, number one, everybody should have a business page. So that's going to be the first thing that you want to do, is create your own personal business page. And moving forward in marketing and branding, make sure you use your name as often as possible, because that's what Google likes, and that's what people will recognize. They're more than likely remember you as an agent and not your company. So be sure to do that. And also, let me add, when you guys post things, and we're going to get into more of the single property websites and different ways to market, we actually will help you share that. So we as a team and we as a office will even sometimes boost your post. If I feel that it's something that might be beneficial for the company as a whole, I will invest money and then actually boost a post. So we all share each other's listings. We all share and help support one another, and help get those listings sold. Okay, both your listings and any other marketing. Yeah, put everything there, everything on there. So also we talked about, and I know a lot of you have already been on that private group Facebook page. So you, again, will receive all your updates there, your post and ask for open. So if you have a listing and you can hold it, we have plenty of agents that can do opens, and vice versa. If you're looking to build your buyer pool, then by all means, I would be doing open houses every Sunday. I know most of you that are on this webinar right now have full-time jobs. So, partner with somebody, make sure that you're taking advantage of all that. Okay, let's see. All right, what do we have here? On our YouTube, United Select Properties, St. Charles, St. Louis, when you get new listings, I sometimes syndicate those to listings to leads. I recommend highly that you look at that website. I'm not sure if I mentioned it in the orientation, but I would write this down: listing to leads. That is a awesome database for marketing. Everything you could possibly use and create, you can utilize this system and this website for. It is not the easiest system to learn. There's so many things to it, so many different facets. You can do landing pages, you can do single property websites, you can do open house marketing and advertising. It's been out for a while, to be honest. We're one of the very few companies that really push it and utilize it. It is very techy. And again, it takes some time to learn it, but keep the faith. I have a couple of agents here that have mastered it. We will be having some classes on that in the future, so stay tuned. But back to the YouTube account. When you put a listing, and I syndicate it on the listings to leads, it automatically syndicates to YouTube, which is awesome. Again, it's all about the Google. It's all about presence, the internet presence. So I'm making you aware of these things to let your seller know that not only are you marketing for you, but we as a company are marketing on your behalf as well. So right now, for instance, we have 31, 32 agents. We're still ranked top 15% in all the St. Louis metro. That's pretty powerful, you guys, when you have great agents that are marketing on your seller's behalf. So be bold, be brave, go out and get those listings. Okay, so also we utilize on the YouTube account, we do recordings like this. So if you want to go back and refresh your memory or forget something, go to the YouTube account. It's all there. Right now, I have buyer consultations. I have the sales contract. I have, oh gosh, about 6 or 7 things on there. And working on more and more. My goal is to get a title person to do more like a very structured presentation. I have one in there, just an open session with questions and answer. I kind of like structure when you go into training because it's just easier to follow a bullet point than it is random conversations. So go ahead and take a look at that. I have an awesome new construction webinar on there that takes you from point one all the way to closing. So just really good stuff. So just go ahead and take a look at that. So anything and everything, it's so funny is I'll Google it. That's the way of our world now. I'll Google it. Well, in the real estate world, you can Google it, which probably leads you to YouTube. So anything and everything is on YouTube. So most successful realtors, it's in our DNA. We don't have to go and do attend a class. That's so old school. So if you want to see how to do an awesome open house, if you want to see buyer consultations, if you want to see listing presentations, if you want to see a day in a life of a rock star realtor, which is on the Mike Ferry channel, you guys go to YouTube. It's there, and you can kind of pick and choose what speaks to you. So we're really big on just lots of information and lots of education. And again, you're gonna as you go along in your careers, you're going to really find out what your niche is, what your passion is in this business. One of the most awesome things is, it could be property management. Hi, Tina, if you're on the webinar. Tina and I did property management for I don't know how long, gosh, maybe 10 or 15 years ago. It could be new construction. It could be investment property. It could be all of it. That's the beautiful thing about our business. So one thing that I would like to add, a little thing about me is that you're working with a broker that has done a lot of that. So my expertise goes far beyond just listing and selling residential property. So new construction, yes. Short sales, yes. Foreclosures, yes. Come to me because I'm here and I'm more than happy to share my knowledge. If you find a niche, seller seconds, owner financing, been there, done that. I've been doing this for 27 years. God forbid I'd shoot myself, as all I did was just buy a representation. But hey, everybody has their thing. Another thing is if after the webinar, it's kind of fun if you guys were here in person, but I won't make you go through it for lack of time. But Google the Dr. Matsumatsu. I can never say his name. I hope you guys giggled. But the water experiment. So that's kind of the thing that we will, as we go further along, we talk a lot about mindset. I hope you can make it on the 20th because we're going to have a motivational speaker, life coach, high performance person talk about limited beliefs. So it's something that we've invested in, that we truly believe in. So the 20th here in the office, we'll feed you. Hope to see you there. But moving on. Okay, so here is our mothership. It is the go-to for everything. And it is, let me see, I don't think I did a live one. We will give you the logons. You should have received them when you hired on. But it is a paperless pipeline where you will upload all your documentation, and then also Peak, which is CRM, which we're going to go into that a little bit here shortly after we finish the physical presentation. So hold tight on all that. Oh, and here we are. So here we go. So you go to URE intranet. Your login is URE 104. Your password is obviously here in highlighted ST asterisk LOUI 5. So let's go ahead and take a look. And let's log into that. I wrote this about 3 or 4 weeks ago, so I didn't know if I put a live one in there. Okay, so the very first thing that I want to show you, and your guys is going to look a little bit differently. Mine is the back end. So I have all the admin and all those different things. And yes, this is scary. We have 513 open tasks. We have 231 docs to review. Woohoo! Still busy. And 98 open transactions. So first thing I want to show you, when you guys come up, you're not going to have all these numbers here. You're just going to have what pertains to you. So first thing I want to show you is reference. Reference, reference. Did I say reference? This is awesome. This is our virtual library where anything and everything is uploaded for your use. So we have here checklists and required docs is what I'm going to cover first. Let me check, and I'm going to minimize this real quick, see if you guys have any questions. Okay, no questions so far. Let's go back here. Let's get this. God forbid I disconnect this, guys. It's something I would so do. Okay, so here is additional service disclosures. I'm going to open this just briefly. This is a great form that covers a home protection plan, building inspections, municipal inspections and occupancy, school districts, final walkthrough, and survey. I don't know how many times when you go through a contract, people are emotional. It's a highly emotional time. This is an overview of kind of, do you understand that the home protection plan is this? Do you understand that your rights of a building inspection is this? And my role, an agent's role, is this. So this is all encompassing, kind of explaining all that information. One thing that I strongly, and this is shocking, recommend is that you do not attend building inspections. That relationship is between the building inspector and the client. Now, this is if you're a buyer. God forbid you go as a listing agent. Don't ever do that. But this is their time together. And actually, I've heard from so many building inspectors, they really don't like the clients to show up until the last hour because they like to go through the house first, get a good idea of what's going on, a summary, and then the last hour, they'll go through all the information with your buyer. But you have to remember, time is money. It's not your role. And that is usually takes about 2 or 3 hours. And again, usually what happens is, God bless us, but we're talkers. So, we're trying to make the buyer feel better. We're trying to make them, soften the blow. But we cannot put ourselves in that position because, again, we're not experts and we might accidentally say something we shouldn't. And then when the buyer goes home, they're going to call you and they're going to say, Janice, didn't you hear what they said? They said such and such and such. You never want to put yourself in that position. So I highly recommend, as your broker, do not go. And just explain to them why. And that's another thing you'll be learning when we go through the buyer consultation, is you're going to set up all these expectations. Okay, so you're going to let them know why you're not attending and that the relationship is between them and the inspector. Okay, so let's go back to something else. Here, when you write a offer, which you guys are going to be writing tons and tons of offers and doing tons and tons of listings, everything you need is here. You're going to have your closing transmittal, which I'm going to do a complete class on a closing transmittal. This is the cover sheet for your contracts. You are not going to remember all this right now. You're going to go back to it. You're going to call me and we're going to go through it together. Here is a commission disbursement, probably going to be one of your favorite forms. This lets me know how I'm going to pay out. Again, we're going to have a separate class on all this. This is a lot of information. You're going to have your listing checklist. This kind of tells you some of the forms that either are required or suggested. You're going to have your Missouri broker disclosure. I went ahead and filled this out for you. This is 100% accurate. Just go ahead and print it off or save it as a PDF for your file. We do not offer designated agency. We'll get into agency another day, but this one is correct. When you go into an offer or into a listing, which we'll have a separate class on that, you're going to present this before you enter into any personal information. We learned that in real estate school, guys. But you're going to have them initial what your role is in the transaction. Are you going to be a buyer's agent? So you're going to have them initial next to buyer's agency. That way, I don't like as a broker for you guys to wait to address it on the listing agreement or the residential sales contract, because by then it's too late. By then you're already into a contract. So a client could come back and say, or a customer can come back and say, I didn't know, they didn't represent me in such and such way, or there's a misunderstanding. So it's just good to get, who you are in this transaction up front decided. Okay, what else is on here? Then you have your selling buyers checklist, which is a little bit more intense. Okay, there's lots of stuff on this. You're not going to use every single one of these documents on every transaction. But as you go along with your training, you're going to know if it's an FHA, of course, you're going to use the FHA writer. If it's a conventional deal, you're going to use an appraisal writer. Don't worry about it. I'm going to be with you every step of the way. So call me. We'll do it together. If you guys, Amber, if you're on this deal, Amber can tell you I've already done a deal with her first week. She was a rock star. But email me. We'll talk about it. So you guys don't worry about it. It is a lot. I don't expect you to know all this stuff in the beginning. But I don't want you to say no to a transaction. I don't want you to go out in the world not feeling confident. So that's why I offer until you're 100% and you can fly on your own. I'm here. Okay. So there's all kinds of other stuff. So we have commercial for commercial language. We have education, all kinds of stuff. How to create a CMA. If you want to work with investors, your consulting sheet. New construction terms, financing, buyer. And this is going to get bigger and bigger. I love this thing because I am a nerd alert. I love information. And I think it's important. I know how I am. I feel more confident when I know a process. I feel more confident and can do a better presentation when, it's kind of that simple, when I know what I'm talking about, right? So here, and then we have just tons and tons of information. So, when you have some time, when you're sitting in your jams on the couch watching a movie or whatever you do at night, go ahead and look at these different things. Go ahead and just pull them up. What else is on here? Another thing is policy and procedure. We actually have the paperless pipeline manual. I'm going to give you the easy button on that because I'm not really good at reading manuals from beginning to end. Please save me from that. So just read through these. If you have any questions, again, just let me know. Here's a bunch of scripts. Here's a bunch of objections. All kinds of stuff. Now, agents share this stuff. If we have a really cool form that somebody has done a nice listing presentation, we share. So I hope you guys are open to that as well. I think that when I interview people, when they come on board, like attracts like. I think everybody here is on the same page and really thinks alike, and it's really a fun, exciting company to be at. I've got Amanda's presentation on here. I've got my owner's luxury Bill's presentation in here that he paid a pretty penny for. So we're more than happy to share with each other. It's all about the love, right, guys? So go to reference. So, okay, let's get out of there. I think you got that point. Now, another thing that I want to cover, this pop-up will always be there. Well, you have any questions, you need anything like that. Okay, here on the United University, you'll find Edge Education Center. Play around with this, you guys. You're not going to break it. So again, here we have agent resources. We have the company orientation, which I suggest strongly that you sign up for and attend. It makes you realize that you're part of something bigger. We have peak performance. We have website. We have our new partner, BombBomb. BombBomb is awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So here you go on that. It's as simple as clicking on it. You sign up. There you go. Okay, pretty simple. So what else is on here? New agent learning path. We're going to expand that. Kind of tells you, go to Peak, first login, how to add your Gmail into Peak, education for mortgage setup. I have to look at that. Don't investigate that. That might be at a national level. Our preferred, we just switched our preferred mortgage company to Movement Mortgage. Movement Mortgage is awesome because they can get you pre-qualified, your buyer pre-qualified, ready to go, pending an appraisal, pending just actually picking out the house in like 5 days. It's insane. I'll send you guys some information on that. That's pretty powerful when you're in a multiple offer situation and you've got a pre-approved buyer. And I'm talking truly pre-approved, not a lot of these things that you guys will be experiencing moving forward in your careers. So here it is. Be sure to check all this out. Everything you want is here. And again, I went to United University and I went to New Agent Learning Path, and it's all there for you. Okay, and then getting started. You can see the different award program that we have, which is a lot of fun. We have the mobile app. Here you go with ordering supplies. You can do name badge. These are our preferred vendors. So there's some really cool deals going on with that. Again, the United University. You can get your training calendar, complete list of topics. Also, too, the marketing team. We do have a pretty sophisticated, here we go, enhanced marketing solutions. So that's not good. I wonder what's going on with that. But we do have a marketing team that does pretty big time presentations. If you guys need any additional information on that, just let me know. Let's see, we have all the corporate newsletters from, actually they share them now on their Facebook page. So here we go on this. I know I'm jumping around a little bit, but just play around with it. Here we go. So here's some convention presentations. And then Brian Shorts from Scottsdale, you'll see a lot of people that Bernice Ross, by the way, is rated the top coach in the United States by Inman News. She is the top 20 coaches. She actually came from Keller Williams and wrote a majority of their information and their training materials. So we got her. So she's great. She has a lot of information that is absolutely for free. So check out some of her webinars as well. What else is on here? Just tons of stuff. I'm not going to overwhelm you with all this kind of stuff. Just again, play with it. I find new things on here all the time when I touch base and take a look. Also, this is brand new, so we'll see what comes in. We have a huge referral exchange. So it's all across the United States and actually Mexico, I believe New Zealand, and maybe one other place. But we're also, United Country is our mother company. So we actually could do luxury properties, recreational properties. They have a whole auction platform that we hopefully are going to bring to United real estate side. So if you have a referral across the United States, there you go. And then you can find out how it works right there. They do all the work and you get a referral. It's kind of awesome how that works. Let's see, this is kind of a big deal. So peak performance is one of the biggest tools we have. I probably went through a lot of it when you came on board as a recruit initially when I was sitting down with you the first time. This is where you will do your website. Let's see what's on here. You can create a website here. God, it's moving slow. And have your own IDX. Every single one of you should have a search IDX, search capability for your Facebook business page if you like, or also for your individual websites. Now, this is an exception. You don't have to name it Tina at UnitedSelectProperties.com. You can name your website anything you want. Now, the goal with that is, well, kind of obvious, guys. We want you to promote yourself as individuals. We are a 100% company. I don't know why anybody would ever leave, because I don't think there's a lot of financial equality out there as far as product goes. I mean, you can't get much better than that. And so we encourage you to market and brand yourself. You are open for business. You are the business. So we want you to market, brand, and with website, with social media, all that kind of thing. So again, we have the website here. We have all kinds of, I have to have an email set up. I'm sorry. Client marketing plans. We do have virtual postcards, but I personally don't have an email set up in Peak because I don't aggressively market or sell. So here you go. Every plan imaginable. So you're thinking, why would I use these plans? When would I use these plans? So let me give you a quick scenario. You guys have heard the term of SOI, sphere of influence. So you know all these people, and you're going to continue on meeting more and more people. So you put them into what we call a CRM. A CRM is a database where you can communicate with future clients, your SOI, clients you've already sold to, but you always want to stay first in mind. Most sellers and most buyers, for that matter, don't interview a lot of agents. They will go with the first agent they remember. So this gives you an opportunity to, send them out cute little stuff, just, how to spruce up your kitchen or whatever you want to do. It has newsletters. And also, too, I think on here, one click and puts it in a bunch of different languages. Spanish, I think, gosh, who knows? All kinds of different languages. So that's kind of cool, too. In just one click, you can pick the language you want to utilize. I love to have a Spanish-speaking agent. That would be awesome. You can also do mailing labels. You can do letter templates. So anything that you possibly could want is here. You don't have to recreate it. Some things you don't need to spend a lot of time on. So, and this is one of them. So it works, utilize it, and, just has a lot of cool stuff, I think. So you can go to a calendar. You can actually set your calendar, set up tasks. in paperless pipeline too, going back to that, you will be able to set reminders. If you take the sales contract class that's on YouTube, oh my God, you guys, one of the biggest deals ever is you have to remember your dates. These dates can cost your clients thousands and thousands of dollars. Huge deal. You cannot ever forget a building inspection date. You cannot forget a financing date. We are going through a situation right now that we have a client, myself and another broker, is in a dispute over $5,000 of earnest money. The broker did not send us a letter of denial by the financing contingency date. It is a nightmare. We never want to do that, but we have contracts and we have dates for reasons. So make sure you put these dates and reminders in everything possible. Is it your Google Calendar? Is it this calendar? Is it your cell phone? So just make sure you don't forget your dates. I still put it on the front of my files. When I do deals. I mean, I cannot emphasize that enough. I get all the horror stories, right? So these are the 3 listings I had way back when. This will syndicate out, and I'll talk about syndication another time. Here's all your contacts. It's pretty simple. You just add a contact. You can view your leads. Listing notifications, again, I don't have this set up to use because I don't sell full-time. Manage your groups, all kinds of stuff. So I do have one agent on board that the company's actually paying to really embrace Peak so she can teach some classes on websites, because I get it, guys. These webinars are tough to when you go in and you watch a pre-recorded, it's good to have somebody that is here in the office that you can go to and ask questions. Okay, so let's see what else we have. I know it's a lot of stuff, lots and lots of stuff. All right, sales and marketing. Here you have a couple of listing presentations on here. And then I've taken them and I've uploaded them to reference. So you really don't have to go search a lot of places for them. So, but if you want to see here, we got one on foreclosures. We've got one on first-time home buyers. We have them on condos, luxury property, and new construction and general properties. So when you're out in that real estate world and people go, well, they don't have the tools or they don't have the systems because they're a 100% company, well, shame on them. Obviously, they haven't been here. They haven't had a presentation because we've got everything you can possibly want. Okay, let me check again and see if I have any questions. Nope, no. You guys are so smart. No questions. Okay. All right. All right, let me make this bigger again. Okay, so that's just a big overview of shoot, where'd you go? I lost you. Let me go back down. This is a big overview of just everything that we have. So let's go back to, I think I lost my slide presentation. It was going so well. Here we go. Yay. Anyway, okay, so United University, we kind of talked about where you can sign up for national training courses, find out about all the awards, all that kind of thing. You all should have received your logons. If you haven't, please, 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 first thing, let me and Danielle know first thing. Okay, so we're going to go back to the paperless pipeline. Bottom line is consider that a virtual file cabinet. I am going to be doing a paperless pipeline class tomorrow. So you guys, I'll record that as well. And I tell you, I'm a bottom line kind of girl. So I go straight to the heart of it and show you exactly the shortcuts because time is money. and we just want to hurry up and get it done in the most efficient manner. I'm not going to make you read through tons of manuals unless you like that. So let's see. Okay, so consider your virtual file cabinet. So anything you want can be on the paperless pipeline. You can invite other people in. You can invite the title companies, the finance company. Everybody can be in, and each contract is assigned an email. But we'll get into more of that when we actually talk about just specifically paperless pipeline. So all contracts by our agency rental should be uploaded upon execution, which means all signatures. Do not upload paperwork that's not fully executed because you guys do not have access to delete. So we'll have to go in and delete those for you. So what I recommend is put the file together first, go through it, make sure all your signatures and your dates are correct, then upload it as a whole. Okay? And again, we'll get into that a little bit later on the class. But then once it's uploaded, we go to closing. We'll have a ready to pay. Everything must be ready to pay before I pay out. So up on paperless pipeline, Lindsay is going to, we changed the dates and days of payouts. We pay out every day again. So she's going to be doing a correction on that, and she'll upload that payout procedure on reference. Okay, and here we go. Reference Virtual Library contains all kinds of information pertaining to the real estate business. Again, permanent on reference, temporary on the group page. So our E&O policy will be found in Office Docs, and also very exciting stuff, the policy and procedure manual, which I personally wrote, and it's about, oh my God, guys, 67 to 68 pages. But the MREC requires us to have it. Any question you might have will be in that policy and procedure, which again is located where? It's on reference. Okay? So let's see. We kind of already talked about peak. Again, a few highlights is that's where you're going to find your CRM, which is also your marketing with numerous languages, your personalized website, client marketing plans, letter templates, IDX. Everybody wants at least one. You can have more than one. Didn't know if you knew that. You can have a loan calculator on your website and a community board, which we haven't utilized yet, but that's something we might do in the future. Maybe not, because we use our group page for that. Okay. We kind of already went through all of this with the, different things you can experience. The Jumpstart program is for brand new agents. It is with Bernice Ross. It is a few oh God, I'm losing my train of thought. It covers everything in the beginning of your career. We have something similar, which is a 30-day program, which we'll touch base on here in a little bit. Bernice's is more detailed. It covers different things. It is at a cost of $295, which will be reimbursed. We will actually reimburse you in your first transaction. I highly recommend it. It's at your own pace. You have coaching calls with her. It is a fabulous, fabulous value at $295. And the Accelerate is more for advanced, that somebody's already into production, but maybe hit a brick wall and kind of want to go to the next level. Okay? Just to kind of introduce you, we're about 3/4 done. We just introduced you to some websites. Keep these. We have the United Select Properties, which is our company website. Probably in the next September, maybe beginning of October, we will have a photo shoot, and I mean those words literally. My son actually does those. It's going to be on a white background. It is so absolutely perfect. All your heads are going to be the same level. It's going to be on the same white background. It's going to be the sign dynamic of picture. If you guys looked at our Meet the Team page, it has to be done a certain way, and that's the way we set up the website. Also, too, that's one day I would really try to make it in. We push this website out to a lot of different places. And also, we're getting ready to invest some money into some syndication and some high level marketing with it. You want to be there. You want to be on that site. They do have the opportunity to connect with you directly. Okay. And then, of course, we have our national site. Then here, most of you, let's go to that real quick. Let me sign in. This is Forms Are Us. This is where you'll go to get all your real estate forms. I don't know why it never saves it. Missouri state forms, we don't use those in the St. Louis Metro. You guys can more than happy to look through them. They have some forms that well, let me put it this way, that we occasionally use, maybe for some land, some different things that come up. Then also those of you that belong to the St. Louis board, you won't see St. Charles. You'll see St. Louis. And then those of you that belong to the St. Charles board, obviously, you'll have it here. It doesn't make any difference. St. Charles actually buys their forms from St. Louis. I bet you guys that's a little trivia that a lot of people don't know. I could teach a whole entire class on this here. You can go to, you can create files in here. You can do all kinds of stuff. But for now, for today, because we got so much information, there is, here we go. It's under categories. Here's your listing. Here's your disclosures, your buyer section, contracts, contract writers, lots of those, contract notices and processes, everything you want to know here. Now, these are kind of cool. I will make a point of this, especially since you're new. I would go through and read a couple of these. Like, this is a pretty cool one. This is great information to give your clients. I recommend that you put this in every consultation packet. Has you some, it's some definitions and what they all mean. The more information that you give up front, here I go again. Oh, crud. The more information that you give up front, the more better that you'll be long term. So I lost my link again. Let's go back here. There we go. So go check out forms and create packets. I recommend, if you can, create you a listing packet from the listing checklist. You'll go to reference, pull your checklist, create a packet. Go to the selling checklist, create a packet. It'll be ready to go. On Maris, you'll find all kinds of really neat reports, regulations, and believe me, they will penalize you. They will scan all the Maris and find any violations, and if you don't correct them in a timely manner, you will be fined. It's usually about $50. So go and check out what the rules and regulations are. Again, I have, for your convenience, uploaded those on reference. Okay. Also, too, you guys, I am so not an MLS expert. The MLS can do so many cool things. I would recommend you guys sign up for a couple of classes, especially if you're going to work with buyers and how to set up your portals. St. Louis Association and St. Charles Association. I, as your broker, we belong to St. Louis, St. Charles, and East Central. So you can utilize all three of these associations because your broker belongs to them. You don't necessarily have to belong to them, okay? All right. I think we got about 3 or more slides to go. So things for you to start. How do you start? Where do you begin? So one of the first thing I would recommend is that you furnish us, for one, a business photo and a bio for our corporate national site. They actually take care of another we have two company sites, one's national and one's local. So they actually put your photo on our national site. And then again, the photo shoot, which I'm going to schedule here shortly. And that has to be only approved photos. Also, check out all of our vendors in the workroom reference or on the group page. If you guys need a vendor for anything, ask on the group page. That'll be provided. We're going to look through the 30-day program that gives you a 4-week breakdown of how to launch your business. Also, too, if you want to obtain the United Select Properties logo and for your marketing pieces and your business cards, that's all located on your site, which we went through, which I call the mothership. We talked about the policy and procedures. You guys might want to change your mailing address with MAR and NAR to get your mail directly to your home. If not, I will get them here. It's just these are odds and ends. I'm available 7 days a week. Hear me when I say this. Please do not ever call me on the weekends for an MLS question or an administrative question. My weekends are only reserved for contract questions. If you're going to write a contract or you have a question on a contract, by all means, call me to about 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. The staff does not do Maris status changes for you, upload transactions, or enter listings. These services can be provided for you. I think Danielle does it. Cindy Monroe does it. So if you need any marketing support, reach out to them personally and they're more than happy to help you. Okay. Change your voicemail to add or recognize. Bottom line is this: if you guys use your cell phone for business, you have to say, to be MREC compliant, "Hi, this is Janice Nolan from United Select Properties." You have to do it. That's MREC compliant. A couple of things that I'm going to recommend for you just to kind of plant a seed. Pick a niche market. Who do you want to be in the real estate business? Do you want to represent buyers? Do you want to represent sellers? Do you want to do new construction? Do you want to do commercial? Kind of play with that idea, and then that's the direction we would go with in your training. Set yourself some goals. I mean, if you need $36,000 or $40,000 to survive, we want to do more than survive. So I will help you walk through that. And, if you need 4 deals a month, if you need 5 deals a month, I'm more than happy to sit down with you and work on your business plan with you. Number one thing that you have to do, number one, is create a database. That's your CRM. That's provided free on Peak Performance. So I would start putting a list together of names that so you can send them, "Hi, guess what? I'm in the real estate business." And, you can send them a formal thank you cards for thank you for reading my card, or you can send them a blast out on Facebook, or you can sending something cuter than that. Calendar magnets, believe it or not, guys, good old school calendar magnets work. So start thinking about who you're going to reach out to. If you want to take small bites, start with 25 names, then maybe move up to 50, then maybe 100. All depends upon your goals. Your actions have to equal your goals, or your goals have to equal your actions. You're not going to, reach your goals unless you make a simple plan that you're going to execute on a daily basis. Then we talked about Forms of Us. We've been there. You should order your business cards. We do have special pricing. Go ahead and take a look at that again on the URE intranet. Create a business page on Facebook. Everybody has to know you're in the business. You got to have an open sign. So, go ahead and start, put postings real estate articles, ask questions, start engaging, start speaking real estate on different venues, that kind of thing. Watch the YouTube videos, and have your presentations ready to go. I've already seen with the new group that just went through the 30-day program, probably within that group of 4, we've had 4 listings already, and just off the top of my head, 4 or 5 buyers. So it happened quick. It happened in 30 days. So, when you're not prepared, when you don't have your presentation and your packets together, it kind of gets to be a frenzy. So try to work on that now as soon as possible. Again, don't panic. We'll get through it. So, it's easier to take your time and do it in the beginning. Do it up front. Attend as many company events and sales meetings as possible, which are held monthly. We do have weekly training here. This Thursday is going to be on For Sale by Owners. We do have the monthly meeting, which is on the 20th. All kinds of speakers, all kinds of different situations. Not all of them are during the day, guys, so sometimes they're in the evening as well. So we'll try to attend as many as you can. I understand that you guys work full-time during the day. So, most important, breathe. There's a lot to learn. You're not going to learn it all in one day, all in one month. Have fun with it. The real estate business is so exciting. It's just so much fun. And don't be overwhelmed. Don't be overwhelmed. Okay. And you know what? My favorite saying is, you're not doing brain surgery. Nobody's going to die. If you make a mistake, long as it's not your dates, not your building inspection dates, but you're going to make mistakes, and I will do my best to have your back and get you through them. Okay. Compliance. As your broker of record, all real estate practices, including leases, referrals, transactions that fall through, etc., must be uploaded in the paperless pipeline system. I know this is random and we're skipping around, but there's just so much information. I might move this slide to up where we did more paperless pipeline. Transaction checklist, we've already talked about that. The mandatory forms will be in bold on the office docs. We kind of already talked about all this stuff here. One thing I do want to bring up that I didn't talk about is this last paragraph. Last Friday, I had 7 or 8 commission checks. I went to Paperless Pipeline to see where they were at with documentation. None of them said ready to pay. You guys do not wait to the last day or two to upload your docs. Don't do it, because the checks come in. And I'll tell you one thing I love to do immediately. This is one thing I'm really proud of at our company. I've been at other companies that you had to wait 2 weeks to get paid. I want to pay you out immediately. As soon as I get that check, as soon as we deposit, make sure all the documents are accurate and correct, I'm going to write you guys a check. So soon as the paperwork is executed, all signatures you're going to be adding to them, just upload them. Upload. Okay, and to give us an opportunity to look through them and make sure they're correct. Okay, let's see anything on here that we haven't covered. Another thing, you guys, we don't hold earnest money. Just too much work and too much liability with that. So you're going to make the earnest money out to your preferred title company. Okay, that's a question will probably come up as we go along. Here is read through these. I'm going to send this to you in a PDF. This will be uploaded on the reference as well. All transactions, flat fee, lots less than $25,000, kind of goes into some different things of, if you're got the buy side and you got the list side, you will be charged 2 transaction fees because they're 2 separate transactions. Let's see what else we got here. Copies are charged quarterly. Monthly fees, we've already talked about this. We've already went over the Missouri broker disclosure. And I think we're about done. Okay, so we have several handouts I'm going to share with you. Some of those things are traits of a top performer. This one are really scary. Are you running your business as a business? Is kind of a really cool checklist. When you're in the daytime class, I have everybody fill that out in the beginning, and then 6 months I have them hold on to it and turn it. Well, actually, I have them turn them into me. I hand them back out in 6 months and have you rescore yourself. So don't let that one scare you. But the reason why I like it is because it kind of lets um, you know, what you should be doing or what's out there that it's kind of a checklist. Basic training program, what that is most of those are going to be webinars, and there's about compliance. You had to fill out a sales contract. How do you fill out a listing agreement? Listing agreements are fairly simple. They don't change a whole lot, but holy moly, macaroni and cheese. Sales contracts, I could not teach enough classes on that. Every deal is going to be different. There's some basic verbiage which we'll share, but every deal, people are different. Negotiations are going to be different. So again, you're going to learn all that as you go. Then the 30-day program. So a little progress each day. Remember, each day adds up to big results. Okay. So I know that's probably the most boring slideshow that you guys will go through, but let me see. I'm going to go back to, because this is a direct link, which is easy. I'm going to go back to the 30-day program. I know I had the link in here somewhere. If not, I've already pulled it up. I didn't. Okay, so let me go ahead and go to the 30-day program. This is you guys should have received all this in your email. And bottom line is, this is something for you to focus on. I hear over and over again in my training, in my management career, and I get it. I don't know where to start. I don't can even fathom where to begin. This will get you going. This will give you a step by step, week 1, week 2, week 3. Now I'm going to go ahead, read through this whole thing. There's some really good information in it. This personal questionnaire is about branding you. Do you have a slogan or phrase to describe your business? Probably not. But again, this is a questionnaire for you to start thinking about that. Again, who do you want to be? That's what your image, that's what your brand is going to say over and over and over again. Who are you in the real estate business? Are you a representative of first-time buyers? Are you want to do investment properties? Do you, again, new construction expert, negotiation expert? Where do you want to start your career? Now, granted, you may not always stay there. There's so many different venues that as you master one niche, you might want to add another one and then add another one. So kind of think about all that. Think about your colors. Think about, logos. You can have a personal logo. You're thinking, oh my God, I thought I was just going to show houses and write contracts. You are a business. It is a big deal. You are going to just think of yourself as Schnucks and Deerbergs. I mean, you've got to, really start thinking like that. How am I going to market? Where am I going to market? And we're going to take you through one step at a time. So let's go through here. Here's all of our different companies. Office expectation. We're all about production. I want you guys, and I promise, any agent that transfers in here from another company, and you can reach out on the roster, and you guys eventually, you'll get to know them at different networking events. You will be on the fast track here if you choose to do so. You will learn more here quicker in less time, because again, we're bottom line. We're gonna make a lot of shortcuts for you. No, don't do this, do this. So one thing, one common denominator is I just hired a gal from Remax, and she's like, oh my God, I just wasted a year of my life. You know, not only from me, but several of the other agents here. We're very open and and straight to the point. So I remember when I first started, agents didn't even speak to each other. So this is one program I do offer you guys that are part-time. Phone in consult weekly for at least a half hour. I will help you stay accountable. That is the secret sauce. It's not the latest and greatest technology. The secret sauce is this. You make a plan, you write it down, and you share it with somebody who will hold you accountable. It's easy to get lost in this business, but those of you that are working 9 to 5, you go to your job and you have an agenda. You have a checklist. You have things that you know you have to get done. It's the same way when your personal business. So check this first 30-day program contract out. If that's something that you're interested in, you will take the lead on that and contact me, and we'll set up a half hour for you sometime during the week. Okay? Totally optional. I recommend, if you don't want to do it with me per se, that you find an accountability coach. Maybe be your significant other. You know, they're a part of all this. Okay. This is kind of a job description, which is kind of fun. You're not in the real estate business. You're in the lead generating business, the marketing business. You just so happen to show and sell homes. Okay? So here's your first 30 days. It tells you exactly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 what to do. Very simple. Well, the list is simple. Sometimes we get overwhelmed and things like this. So this is your week 1. Some of this stuff, and I should have a blank one in here. Some of this stuff you guys are not, that's not what you're going to do. Some of you are never going to door knock. I've never door knocked in my real estate career. But the point of this is, I want you guys doing something, that you're doing some forward motion, that you are engaging somehow. So what I would do is, this is a good idea for you to take something like this and take some ideas from different places and formulate your first week. You know, formulate, here's your week 2, and here's week 3, and here's week 4. Okay, so again, this will give you an idea of how to get started. Here is, everybody says, but I don't know anybody, I don't have a sphere of influence. Well, here you go. Here's a bunch of lists for that. Here's some actual lead conversion activities. So the marketing that you do should lead you to these activities. Okay? Went on a listing appointment, conducted a buyer interview, showed a buyer, wrote an offer. You guys, we're gonna dissect this. We're going to teach you, what does a buyer interview look like. We're going to show you how to get a buyer. And then once you get that buyer, what does it look like? What does that conversation look like? Okay. So here's your little spreadsheet. Here's some scripts. Let's see what else is on here. So, you know, kind of some just random things if you want to use them. So that's a 30-day program. What else do I have? I think I put it in here. And I put everything to my desktop. It drives people crazy. Okay. These are our, I actually share these. These are year-to-date incomes of everybody. These are all of our numbers. Let's see. These are the forms, which we're not going to go into that right now, but who's on track for awards, agent standings. We do all that stuff. It's really cool. Here's all you guys are getting to see the back end of my personal life. Okay, here we go. Here's orientation handouts. Here's the scary page. Okay, so I would definitely Here's some ideas. This is kind of cute. Do you meet clients once a year for a review of their real estate? So you sold them a house, you contact them because you're going to have them in your database. Hey, let me go ahead and tell you how your market's improved in the last year. Here's a bunch of really just cute ideas on here. Okay, everybody asked me, where is it? What's a Goddard's list? I didn't know what it was either. I had to ask when I first got this sheet. But a Goddard's list is your bucket list. Remember that movie? So that's that. And then, oops, let's go back here. I didn't mean to get out of that. Your buyer consultation is in here. Some roadmaps. I can send all this stuff to you. Here is the, and I'm not going to go through these now, but I'll send all these to you in an email. And here, I do want to show you this. This is the basic training. So, I had somebody, another broker, reach out to me and say, I heard that you require people to do certain things. Well, yeah, kind of do. You know, I get it. You guys are independent contractors, but it's a pretty scary world out there when you're, for example, you'll experience this. You'll do a contract with somebody on the other end, and you know they've never went to training, and oh my God, it is a nightmare. So yes, I do require you guys to watch the residential sales contract and the basic training here. So if anything, you guys will know, these are the fundamentals. These are the basic compliance things. So you're going to learn basic addendums, managing your timeline for a contract to close. What's your best time management organization? You know what the biggest thing was with me? Oh my God, I wrote a contract. What do I do now? You know, I got through the contract without having a heart attack. You know, so who gets the forms? When do I talk to the financing person? So we're going to go through all this stuff, and I'll send this out to you too. Sellers, time for closing. What do you send to the title company? I'll probably, get that question a lot. And then financing, probably one of the biggest things and probably the most interesting thing. Production, it's great. Houses are easy to find. You get into a customer's financing and you get them a loan, and you get to know them on a personal level with what their goals are, what their payment is, what's the best financing program for them. And I'm talking about you as a realtor. A lot of realtors just hand them off to the lenders, but I like to pre-qualify my buyers and kind of find out, what kind of situation are you in? I mean, do you have a down payment? Can you afford closing costs? I mean, oh God, do you know how scared they are? It's up to you to bring up these kind of questions because we're the experts, and they are so relieved that you do. So we're going to go into a lot of training about that with some good pre-qualifying questions. I did write up already about 10 or 15, which guess what? You can find on reference. Okay? And I'm a numbers girl, so I like you to, you guys are smart. I want to treat you like smart people. I managed a company one time that wouldn't even allow agents to put their own listings in the MLS because they were afraid they'd screw them up. My God, we're negotiating the biggest investment that anybody can possibly make. If I can't trust somebody to put an MLS listing in, but yet I trust them to negotiate a contract and somebody's financial future, really? No, that's not our culture. You guys are going to be the smartest, most savvy, brightest agents out there. The choice is yours to engage. I'm here. We've got a team here. We've got all the information you need. So welcome to United. And I'm excited about 2018. Yeah, I'm saying that out loud. Holy smokes. And again, I'm always accessible. So here we go. And I'm going to check one last time if we have any questions. No questions? Are you guys that bored? Just kidding. So, okay, that's it. look for the information that will be sent out shortly, and this will be converted. And it was an hour and 23 minutes. If you would have came in house in the office and everybody starts yakking, it probably would have been 2 or 3 hours. It's usually really long. So I hope you at least got a few good points and good takeaways. And again, you guys have a great evening. Take care. Bye bye.